How the hell did I get here? Man, I'm going to tell you. Joe Brennan, oh, you know something? I forgot, in the heat of all of our discussion here about many other things, which we'll get into, I forgot to do this, okay? What an idiot.
I want to tell you a story about the brand new world's biggest asshole. It's a brand new story about the brand new world's biggest asshole.
Oh my God.
Asshole. His name is
Joe Brennan.
and he's the new world's biggest asshole.
All right.
Oh yeah.
You know, when we were on IOD, if I can say that, Joe Brennan was an asshole then, doing the traffic. Got a great voice. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. The only problem is, here on QAM, he's still an asshole and still doesn't do the thing right. I usually have about a 25-minute drive from where I live to work every day. Not all that bad. 595 is a little crowded coming east. You get on the turnpike, there's no traffic at all. Right down the Hershey Highway. Today, as many of you know, I'm sure, in fact, many of you are probably still stuck in it right now, there's an overturned crappy truck by the Hollywood. By the way, I better tell you, it's right by the Hollywood Boulevard exit on the turnpike. See, we're more concerned on this station telling you about the fact that, who's your favorite ex-Marlin player, your favorite dead badminton player, than giving a little bit of information out. I mean, wouldn't it have been nice for us stuck in that thing for like an hour and a half to have some idea of where that thing was? I mean, we knew it was on the turnpike, Joe. That was very good. It's backed up. It wasn't just backed up. It was like the end of the world, mister. An hour and a half later. And Joe Brennan doesn't bother telling us that so number one, it's a stress factor. You have no idea where the actual wreck is. And number two, you're planning your strategy. Am I going to get off at Hollywood Boulevard? As luck would have it, it was right at the Hollywood Boulevard exit. You get around it, and then you got a clear sailing to the turnpike. Then I get on Honey Hill Road, and guess what? The very first, coming east, the very first traffic light, the light is stuck red. Okay, well, these things happen. There's a malfunction at the junction. 14th Court is the intersecting street. And we're sitting there, and traffic's backing up. And you see the traffic coming the other way, so obviously the light is stuck. And there's an asshole sitting in front of me in a blue or dark gray Le Mans, whatever the hell it was. LeBaron. And just sitting there, and I honked the horn and said, and I'm honking the horn again. And he or she, I couldn't even tell, with the arm out the window, I don't know. And finally, I leaned on the horn and opened the window. The light is stuck, you idiot! This was just a little frosting on the cake to make it a much more. So happy Friday. And, of course, I was already psychotic before I got in the car at 8:25 this morning to come to work. I was already to blow somebody's brains out. In fact, I just might, just to make me feel a lot better. I think I'm beginning to understand this Charlton Heston thing and the whole gun thing. It makes you feel a little bit better, temporarily. No, seriously, I would have no... Oh, and by the way, best show on Channel 69, Spider-Man, every afternoon. Be sure and catch that. Oh, God, no, seriously, it's a cartoon, but I missed that when I was a kid. Well, it was not on when I was a kid. That is a hell of a show, isn't it? And then that dance show with all those hot kids on there. I'm going to tell you something, boys and girls. I've had some embarrassing moments in my life. We all have on the air. I have never had anything. In fact, I can't remember the last time that I cried. Probably when somebody I knew died. Years ago. I'm just not one of those crying queens. But last night at 9 o'clock after the 8:30 debacle on Channel 69, and debacle would be a compliment, I turned the TV set not just back to the hockey game, into the off position, and I just sat there and stared, contemplating my navel, the ceiling, the wall. You know, for some reason, the 10 o'clock show, that sports show, which I think is a pretty... And by the way, we got a 1 share last night, both at 8:30 and 10:30. I have no idea how. Of course, those people won't be turning in again. See, within 3 days, on the fourth day, we finally doubled the audience on our show from a 0.5 to a 1. Finally people started to find the goddamn thing. And a 1 share, to be honest with you, in 4 days, out of nowhere, is a miracle. But like I said, I don't think too many of those people will be coming back. Not anytime soon. And then, 10:30, I switch over from the hockey game. Nice going, by the way, Caps. Nice going, Essa. Nice shot. And I watched the first segment at 10:30, and I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be tighter. This is going to be better. And we go to the break, and all of a sudden there's that blank screen again. blank, blank, black screen. And I finally just turned right back to the hockey game and said, no, thank you. And then I get here finally this morning, and George tells me the 10:30 was 100 times worse than the 8:30. They repeated the same segment, what, 3 times?
2.5.
2.5 times Rob's penis? I mean, Rob, they tell me, the whole crew seems to know they must shower together or do something else, but they tell me he has a beautiful, perfect penis. A textbook penis, if you will. But I don't think we need to tell 2.5 times in the same half hour. And then getting back to the 8:30 segment, getting back to that piece of crap. So we have a spot that runs finally, and then we have a PSA. There's no audio. There's a little tiny bit of audio, like way in Bangladesh somewhere you can tell somebody is speaking, okay? Some poor bastard there is starving to death, and that's where it sounds like they are in Bangladesh. You can't hear it. And I'm just sitting there, I'm getting more and more and more embarrassed and humiliated and disgraced and disgusted. Not that I got anything to do with the production of this piece of crap. But how come it is at 10 o'clock they get all those sports bits in there, and that thing is slickly produced, and they got the live audience, bada beep, bada, and everything seems to go fine like a real TV station? How come on that dance party thing they got in the afternoon now, how come that seems to, and even those 2 punky kids they got earlier in the afternoon? Oh, that's a great show, by the way, Hank. How come that seems to be okay, and they get everything on the air? But this show, which is taped ahead of time, they just can't get their ass together. Taped ahead of time. All the 5-year-old board op over there has got to do is, stop one tape, hit a cart. That's all they use, carts on TV. Just they're not the same kind of carts. They use carts for the spots. Hit the cart, put the spot on, okay? Oh, no, can't do that. It is so Bush League, so embarrassing and so humiliating that I have no words to describe to you how embarrassed I'm. And yeah, I got a yellow shirt on today. See, we got all these people calling in. Oh, Neil had a blue shirt on today. Neil had a yellow shirt and a peach-colored shirt. Yeah, and? See, the idea of being on television is, number one, to cross-promote this show, and the station. And this station, by the way, see the 560 QAM? To promote this station, Hank. And but foremost is to reach people who hear what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. The content of the program. Which I know for some of the radio audience, that's a real shock because, oh, yeah? Is he saying something? Well, they're busy doing Tommy as a douchebag, which is okay. But we had a 1 share last night, so we had more people tuning in than ever before in 4 days. And they were treated to I have no words to describe it. My vast vocabulary has just, I just can't find a word to describe. Enough to bring tears to my eyes, I'll tell you that. It's so typical Miami, baby. It's so typical of everything that goes on in this town. Amateur hour.